Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC. So let's just get right into it. We're picking up on the May builds where we left off. I got the blades heat treated. They came back and I got them all cleaned up, ready to go. So these guys are ready for etching. So basically what I need to do is, I guess I'll get this towel and do this. I've explained this process before, but I think I'm going to go into depth on this and show you exactly how I do my etching and what is all involved with it. So I just put a little acetone on this. I'm going to clean up the blades where we're going to be doing some etching, both sides on this one. That one's getting some custom etching, and this one's going to get some custom etching. So custom etching is not something that I really advertise much. It's not a service I regularly would want to provide for everybody, but if you're willing to pay for it, then I guess I'm good doing it. I have done it on some of the models that were not really mine, just to give that designer credit on the idea that they came up with for that blade. So I don't do that. So this will give them time to dry, so that's good. So what all do I need to do the etching? And while that's going, I'm loading up my slowest laptop ever, so be patient with me because we're going to be paying some attention over here. So what I need is, I have my system. This is the Precision or Elenco Precision AC/DC power supply, model XP625. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Model XP625. So I have it set up on the DC side. I have my two gator clips. I have my positive and my negative gator clip. And the positive goes to the blade, and the negative, as you see, goes to my wand, which has the etching. So I attach that. I just made this. It's a carriage bolt that I bolted to it, and this is where I take my little cotton rounds and I put them on here. I have a little hair tie that I use, wrap that around it, and we're ready to go. So I'm gonna turn the power supply on, and you're gonna see the voltmeter go up, and I set it to approximately, you could do it probably, 7 or 8 DC, so right about there, and that's the good voltage that I like, and then I can etch it. And then I have my Brother label maker, and it has a special stencil tape in it. Let me see if I can show you. Let's see. Is this a good one? No, there's nothing on that one. So let's take this out, take this out. This is garbage. I was doing some test etching earlier. All right. Let's see if I can show you guys this. So you can see the stencil tape, and you can see my maker's mark on there. Let's do the shiny side. You can see the maker's mark is on there, and then I just tape that onto the blade, and it only allows the electricity to go through where that stencil is. So that allows me to do pretty much custom made stuff. So we're gonna go over that here in a second. I use a saltwater solution. I'm using kosher salt. I use just this stuff, kosher salt, nice thick. I dilute it in really hot water and get it to melt down, stir it up, and it's ready to go. So basically I dip this in that solution, and then bloop, bloop, we're gonna go through it, but I'll show you what's going on with that. So let me log into the computer here, and hopefully I'm gonna end up showing you guys on the computer what's going on. I might have to cut this shot and do that. So let me get the computer set up to where I'm printing the labels out so you guys can see that. All right, guys, so coming with this label maker is this P-Touch editor, and this has the stencil on there. I have my maker's mark on there, and I can adjust the size of this maker's mark however I want. So if it's a smaller blade, then I can shrink it down. If it's a bigger blade, I can make it a little bigger, depending on what the application is. Something like a bloom, maybe I only do something that big. And then if it's something like a pistol, I can go a little bit bigger. And then in some cases, if somebody wants something custom, then I could do something custom. So basically, I tell you what, I want to shrink that down just a little bit. Oh, not too much. That's too much. That's probably good for the bloom. So I'm gonna go ahead and print this. I want 2 of these, so I'm gonna print 2 copies, print, yes, okay. And then over here, you're gonna see it's gonna come out at pre-cut little stencils. So the first one is nothing, that's a blank. And these 2 have the stencil on it. So you can see it. You can see the stencil on that. So those 2 are ready to go. But then you have something like somebody wanted this skull. And so I have to see about maybe trying to do that. I want to make that as dark as possible. Let's see, like maybe that one. Yeah, so here's the issue. When you if you want a custom design, it's only going to etch what's black. Does that make sense? So like mine, what happened? What happened to them all? Oh, this one. So mine, obviously you had that nice black contrast, but then, something like, let's say I want to do the Cheetos, and then you see how this is a nice black. So something like that skull, I don't know how that's going to look. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and print that, and I'm going to do a tester. And I have this piece of steel which I test everything on just to see what it looks like. So like when I did Grumpy's, I tested his, and I have the initials for somebody who I'm going to be doing, so I already know it's going to kind of look pretty good. Let's see, what did that look like? That's the nothing one. And then let's see, can we see it on there? Yes, we can see it on there. It's a little difficult to see. So I'm gonna have to test that to see if that worked. So I'm gonna do that before, obviously, I do it. So now I have some stencils made. I'm gonna print a couple more. Actually, I'm gonna just do mine first. But I'm gonna make let's do this one. This one a little bit bigger for the pistol. Let's make that a little bit bigger for the pistol. Center that in there nicely. So I'll print that because the pistol is bigger blade, so I can do a bigger one. I don't need two. So again, it prints the blank. I wish it didn't because I feel like it wastes a bunch of tape doing that. So we're gonna put that one there, and then the other ones I'll put on those two. All right, so let me get set up to do the actual etching, and I'll show you that. All right, where am I? Okay, so I got the bloom taped up, and you're gonna have to trust me. Oh wait, there it is. You can kind of see the logo there. So that one's ready to go. So the positive gets clipped on the blade. This side, clean this up. This gets clipped onto my wand. Clean that up a little bit. Again, put a new pad. Get that on there nice. And dip this in the saltwater solution. That pad soaks it up. Try not to drip it on the blades because it is salt water, so it does corrode. I don't care if it's stainless or non-stainless. I try to be very careful with it. Let's zoom you guys in here. And then I just slowly start to tap where I'm doing it. And you can already see it's starting to darken. And it's already starting to etch in that spot. So you can already see it's starting to go. So I just got to keep on going till I'm happy because I want it etched into the blade really well. I always try to get a nice dark, deep etch on it. And I can feel it vibrating. So I can feel that electricity going through and using the salt as a corrosive to etch on the blade. I use tape around it because wherever this touches, it's going to corrode the blade. So if I was coming up here on the blade, I'm going to put a mark on that blade. That's why I use the stencil tape. So now the only thing getting marked is where the stencil is. Etching nicely, and I keep going till I'm happy with the way that it looks. This is why I time-lapse this, guys. This is why I time-lapse it, because it's not a very exciting process, but something I do. All right. I start to get that on the wand too, so I go through a bunch of that, unclip everything. You take the tape off, and you see the etch is there. It looks really dark, so now I have to stop this. So I'm going to spray it down with Windex, hand sand it out a little bit more, or go take it to the polishing wheel, polish it up, and I'll check back with you. All right, so there it is. Nice and etched, nice and cleaned up. Looks good. So now I have 3 more plus two with some special etching that I have to do. And then I also, while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and etch the Damascus stuff too. So got a lot of etching left to do, and I'll check back with you guys at the end. Well, all right, so I got my maker's mark put on all of them. They're all looking pretty good. But then I did the custom ones as well. So the skull ended up looking pretty cool. Nothing on the Bloom harpoon, but the person's initials on the pistol they sent me, and I was able to make that look pretty good. So, custom etching done. So if it's something that you want, please make it simple, black and white, no color, no, just, simple. Thicker the lines, the better, because then I can, it comes out a little better when I do that. But I think that is a little tutorial on how I do my etching. I hope this makes sense. I hope you guys appreciated that. And I have 3 more blades that I need to do, so I better get to it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment or not. That choice is yours. Have a good one, guys.